If only there was a dodge button or a parry button.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Speaking of parry buttons, no Street Fighter.
Oh, I don't know. You were segmented. I was like, oh shit, he's got some. What do you got?
No,
yeah, Street Fighter,
6,
dog.
man.
Oh
Holy
my
cow.
god, Street Fighter
What?
6.
I mean, how many announcements? How many people are playing it? How many people have content now of the game? Like,
yeah, and the meat and potatoes, bro. Yeah, this game once again, TGS. They were telling us, they were like, yo, we're coming to TGS. We're just gonna, we're gonna put our dicks on the table, and you guys are gonna enjoy it. And that's what they did. They definitely came out and just showed off way more than any of us expected. Let me just put it out there real quick. Like this opening video, or just the entire premise of Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
I was talking to MJ about this, and I think it was like in a chat with you too. I was like, yo, this just reminds me of the EA Big, SSX, NBA, NFL Street, like that whole era of like sports games that were coming out and had that real like that gritty feel that that they're basically like copping right here. They're kind of taking some notes up. I love it. I love seeing it, and they're doing it right. Like I like it. I love every bit of it. The presentation, the art, how it's all being presented. Even the voice acting right now, or the voiceover for this video was dope. Just how it's all looking like. I'm a fan as to how they're taking it. Which is cool because it's hard to kind of fake that. Like you have to have some real love for that scene, that style, to really kind of make it feel real. I mean, sure, you've got your tidbits on the graffiti. We'll eventually get to that, but
yeah.
Other than that, I think the presentation is dope. It's a little bit, but it's
when it's harder to read and you can't like recognize it that fast. Yeah, that's a weird one for me, especially when the Capcom logo shows up. You're kind of like, I don't know what that is, but if you make a nice sound behind it, then I'll know it's Capcom. Like or something.
From Shotgun in the chat saying like hip hop culture is cool, so they're using it. Like it's dope. But at the same time, it resonates with a lot of who we are in the fighting game scene, right? Like it's just no denying that.
What's funny is I went to a church banquet of my church banquet. I haven't seen a friend of mine in a while, and he sees me. Hey, Gabe. He goes, "Hey, that new Street Fighter." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Looks nice." I'm like, how did it get to you? Like, who shared it to me? Like, hey, it's in your eyes, And after all,
it's got mass appeal.
Like, I've been seeing it. Yeah, I'm like, I've been seeing it for the past couple months. Now you're just seeing it with this huge Tokyo Game Show. That's pretty cool. Then I don't know. There you go.
Yeah, see, even the dogs are excited for it. Yeah. He's like, I'm for it. I'm for it.
So yeah, this wasn't the only part of the trailers. However, we also did get character announcements. And by the way, World Tour looking quite exciting. That is a straight up video game, as they say. Some people were saying this is finally a video game. It's not just a fighting game. They're making a video game.
Yeah, and the content is king right now, which is the biggest thing we've seen. We got a lot of looks at the World Tour itself, as well as I think it's at the end of this video actually. Yeah, so we got to talk about the World Tour, things like being able to play legacy games within the games. Like I said, the C word, content. That is what they are gearing towards in this game, which awesome. Relative in the past, right? Fighting games have always been like the opposite. It's like, oh, they're always so stale on content. Capcom's coming out the gate saying like, no, you're gonna have so much shit to do. You're never gonna like think twice about it.
Compared to what they had in the last game, there was no content at the start, just versus mode. And we're like, all right,
no story, no nothing. So they definitely took that to heart, and they're going to be working on that. We're going to be seeing a whole lot. I think I gotta see if I can find the video for it. As I'm doing that, actually, there's one thing I want to talk about. Of course, is the closed beta that that came out with. It's like the PSA. Give us the details on that. What's going on with the closed beta?
I'll tell you what. I can't make it. No, but it's October 7th.
Yes,
it's going to be for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Steam. You get to choose which platform you want to play on, but it's also going to be testing the crossplay. However, it's also bringing in ranked, casual, battle hub match, open tournament, extreme battle, game center, and training mode. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of content to get your hands on that weekend. And I did see somewhere, I believe it's on the website where you register. It does say that the times are subject to change because I'm
Mhm.
sure they're doing it at specific times so that they can work on it. That
Yeah.
might also mean that they may extend it. We've seen that in the
Yes.
past with Street Fighter V when that beta was out. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna extend it since we had a lot of downtime when it started.
Yeah.
There's gonna be errors, and to make
Hence
up
the
for it, they're
testing.
gonna
Get it
say,
done now.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah." And at the same time, who knows? Like, they're not gonna be. Remember, Street Fighter V was like releasing characters to play first,
Mm-hmm.
and Guilty Gear. I don't know if they did that. I think Dragon Ball did a little bit more extensions too when they did their beta test. But depending on how hot the game is, we might just get another day added. I'm going to be in First Attack.
I guarantee you, someone's down there is going to have access to the beta during First Attack, and they're going to have it there.
Listen,
So you act like you're
maybe.
not going to be able to play it. You will definitely be able to play it.
Maybe, but at the same time, like, I mean, I don't have to play online. It does have casual. What is it? Open tournament battle.
Casual
hub?
match, Battle Hub and all that kind of stuff. And training mode.
modes
Fuck it.
and all that, yeah.
Fuck it. Go to training mode. Tell second player to control it. Make sure the health bars aren't infinite. Bam, you got offline mode. Easy as that. You got versus.
Right.
On top of that, like I said earlier, there was the World Tour gameplay that was shown off, where we actually got to see, an additional set of, challenges and things that are going to be there for you to use.
Extreme mode.
Yeah, like like the bulls and the guard breaking, which I was just like, what? When I first saw the clip, I was like, damn, what the fuck? Why are they so far away? This is terrible. Like they're so I was like, oh my god, is that a bull?
Yeah, it looks like first. What's that called? Not First Strike, because this is obviously like first. Whoever gets the knockdowns wins, basically.
Yeah.
But also this reminds me of, oh my gosh, it's in my Steam account. What's the
Footsies?
game with the 5 life bars?
All
Oh
right.
my goodness.
Well, while you're thinking of that,
Fantasy Strike.
oh, Fantasy Strike. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Then they talked about World Tour, and we got to see Luke and the gym, or maybe I don't know if it's his gym or that's where he trains at, and you get to kind of get
Maybe
introed
be a coach.
into picking who you're gonna train under, your looks, which. Bro, at this point, with the amount of content they have here, I was like, "Yeah, this is Cyberpunk, right?" Like, well, what's Akuma doing here?
Yeah.
But it's not even that. I instantly thought more Soul Calibur, right?
Okay.
Because that's like the realm. This is really hitting on even more, because Soul Calibur it plays a lot like it because you're not gonna create your own custom moveset here. I mean, as far as we know, maybe they will. They've done it in like what is it, EX Alpha or whatever. Like they did it in previous versions where you can create custom characters. It's not like
Axel
something.
or something.
Yeah, it wasn't
Ace.
completely new to Street Fighter. This isn't the first time, but it's been a long time, and for it being a very modern one, you have access to just so much. You get the E Honda, physique if you want. You're big, but somehow you still have a six pack. Doesn't make sense.
Kenku stew. That's why.
Yeah, like it's I love it because the memes are gonna be great. The inappropriateness is gonna get. You can get the Zangief hair, like bro. Those forearms are entirely too hairy. Get those things waxed. You could have a dope fade. You could be old. You could have the typical Hispanic lineup if you want as well. Right there. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, we can get Fu can finally get Retsu. If you want. Hold on, let me see. Where's the? There we go. You know that fade. We all know that fade.
Yeah.
We all know that lineup. As a matter of fact, it looks similar to somebody I'm seeing right now. You can
Captain Jack Sparrow.
get your black beard on. Yeah, straight up. Like it's wild. Like it's super in there, and then we get to see the tutorials of it, how it starts, like knocking someone down, approaching someone, the basics of the game. It was really cool. And that's one of the biggest components that I've kind of advocated for the longest time. Is like if your game has to have a good tutorial to bring in. If your goal is to bring in the casuals, like your tutorial has to hit home in some way. Like it needs to really be able to bring them in and not make like, yes, you're doing tutorial, but not make it feel like it's a tutorial. Really get more out of it so that way they can understand. Because the goal is to take casual into maybe a serious competitor. Because for one, you're going to play the game the longest. You're going to keep life into the game because of it. They're going to spread the word. Obviously, spreading the word means more sales, right? And it's just like in the benefit to do that. So a tutorial is really good to engage because you're growing the viewer base, or the viewer base and the fan base, right? Like imagine if a streamer This is any influencer streamer that has like thousands upon thousands of viewers decides to pick up the game and really likes it just off the strength of the tutorial. Now they're like, I'm gonna play this game 2-3 more times during the week.
Yeah.
How many of their viewers are not gonna pick up the game because they are, right? Just because you had a successful tutorial that was able to really get through and have them understand.
You bring up that example, but I have a perfect example of somebody who's more than likely going to try the game as soon as it comes out, and that is Dr. Disrespect.
Oh, really?
Dr. Disrespect, when he's playing Modern Warfare, he'll just slide across the floor and say Hadouken, So like my thing is, the guy talks about, he comes from a game developer background. He talks about how fast can you get into the game.
Exactly.
Like if I start the game up and I want to play the game, how long will it take for me to play the game? Like, can I immediately hit play now?
Yeah.
And you have the battle hub, you can go right in.
That is definitely a good point. That is absolutely a good point.
And like, can casuals that are going back to Street Fighter, like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of Street Fighter 3. Where's the Street Fighter? They're going to be like, oh my God, Street Fighter 4, 5, and where are those games? Why is this now just like, this looks familiar? It's going to be very weird and interesting who we get back into this style of gameplay. Anyway, but what I'm trying to say is that, people like him will probably pick up the game fast.
I see
a tutorial and say, "Oh, this is how this works." I never knew that.
I see Street Fighter 6 doing what Strive did for Guilty Gear. I mean, Street Fighter is already mainstream. There's not like it is a cultural icon. It is a part of our actual culture here. Like I don't think there's anyone that wouldn't know what a Hadouken is or whatever. You've just did it, the motion anywhere, they would just know, right? It's that iconic. But like, I think on the competitive side of it, I think this will grow it to new heights for sure.
Exactly. Like, you're going to see the Steam numbers stay up. If there's a nice long world tour mode, like obviously cyberpunky type of Elden Ring type of world tour mode, like if it's a long world tour mode, like there's a lot to find, every nooks and cranny that they've been talking about with
and continue expanding it and supporting it,
more coaches, finding more moves that you can unlock for your character to play against other potential players. Like, you don't have to just pick Ryu and Ken to play against others. You can pick in world tour mode. Like, there's never ending possibility with this mode.
So
I'm excited. I have no idea what I'm talking about at the same time though. So I'm just waiting.
We'll see. But one of the awesome pieces that showed up also from the World Tour, which I'm super excited for, and I hope this character honestly is a new character we get to see in the roster. We don't know whether or not this is a playable character. Is Bosch-kun, or like I don't know if it's just Bosch or Bosch-kun is part of this entire name, but he's supposed to be the rival to your character. Like, I don't know if it's just in Luke's gym. I'm assuming so. Or maybe he's also originates from Luke's gym. But what if you go to Chun-Li's school or Ryu's? Like, did you come across him? Is he the Gary of the fucking game? Like, haha, smell you later. And then just fucking books off or some shit. Like, we don't know. But I love the design. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan of the design. I think he could be really, really cool. But we don't know 100% yet if they're playable. Actually, I didn't even get a chance to see the full gameplay on him.
He has the same moveset as
he has the same
because they're both
never
from
mind.
The school of Luke.
So,
however,
doesn't mean it's outside the realm of being original at some point,
right? But also I feel like this is sort of like what Chun-Li had in her intro video of the little girl. Like, that'll be her protege in her gym or something.
Gotcha.
A lot we still have to be seeing, but this is still a good showcase from Capcom about their game. And that looks really good.
My man looks so. Hold on, I just gotta be like, this was
like Rufio.
Look, like right there, like, yo, come on, man, that is a dope character. That is a dope design. My man's even rocking the blue and yellow, right? Straight Capcom. But
Rufio's voice would actually be.
He would be
quite well.
He actually would be pretty dope.
Zuko, right?
Yeah, Zuko. You're right. But yeah, so with starting rosters, of course, being shown off to, we now know who's going to be 18. 18 is the magic number. We got to see it plastered all around on top of the characters we did get to see announced, which were, of course, or shown off. Dawson, E Honda, and Ken. I think were all the characters. Oh, and Blanca as well.
We're missing two that we've seen in the leaks, which is the I guess you can say the new Shadow Luke kind of person, and Rashid.
Yes.
Oh, and Ed.
There are a couple. Yeah, they're saying that they're gonna end up being DLC. Like, that's gonna be season 1 DLC. Which, okay, that's fine. I like the overall like mix that we got of original,
Yeah.
OG 8. I think we have OG 8 except for no, I think we have OG 8, right? We
Yes.
have
Yeah.
Ryu, Ken,
The
Chun
Warriors.
Li,
Yeah.
Zangief, Guile, Dhalsim, Blanca, and what the hell am I missing? No, it's an eighth.
Yeah. Blanca, Zangief, Chun-Li, Guile, E Honda, Ryu, Ken. Yeah.
Ryu, Ken, Blanca, Zangief, Guile, Chun Li, Dhalsim, yeah, sorry. I don't think
Yeah.
I
You're
counted
good.
Chun Li for some reason. Yeah. So we got the OG 8, and then we have the rest are original plus DJ and Cammy and Juri.
Yeah. DJ Cammy are the
DJ
new
Cammy,
challengers.
DJ Cammy are the new challengers, and Juri is just like here's new old.
Yeah. So I was actually watching Justin do some Kimberly videos. I mean, are we gonna get into all this now? Like, can we get into the gameplay?
I mean, if you wanna pick on someone right now, sure. Let's get into it because I think
So,
we have a lot of content to get through, and we could do this over over several shows to just have some fun with. So,
however, I just want to point out, like, all right, Kimberly, right? Is she a function or not? Because like we freaked out about functions before.
I think
But then we
she's
see her do a
original
lot
enough.
of guy stuff. She has guys standing light kick. She has guys tatsu. She has guys elbow. She has guys Izuna drop. Is she a function or no?
She has an install. Don't know if you knew
does
that.
have an install in her level 3. Yes.
Offer super, right? Yeah.
However, like, by the way, that did mad chip damage. I don't know if when you catch Justin Long starting of his video. So like, we got all mad before, but now that like she is an original character. However, she's looking kind of guy, but she also has the teleports, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, the teleports are definitely different. She's got some. Hey, excuse me. I know. I just said teleports. She's really mad saying that I'm not talking more about it. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, the teleports I think have been the biggest component to it. That like the kick that she has actually, where she can pick a different. Pick something different to follow up with, which she's not the only one either, right? Ken's gotten some new moves as well to kind of have that same kind of effect.
Yeah.
But she for sure, like, yes, she has a lot of homages to Guy, but like I don't think it's enough to overshadow the other original stuff that she does, right? Her need for resources when it comes to her spray cans, the teleports like we talked about, the follow-ups on some of her move sets that clearly Guy does not have. But I think she's like Juri. She's just like an evolution of that original function, right? Like Juri is definitely also an evolution of herself more than, Kimberly is an evolution of what the Guy archetype was. So that's how I look at it. I'm not like I'm not the biggest Guy fan. I don't really like, he's a cool character. Hey, shout out to all my Final Fights. Like I played Cody like crazy in 4. But like I don't think I'm seeing so much. I'm like, oh, this is just Guy with with braids and stuff, like female Guy. Like that's all I'm seeing.
Yeah,
no, I'm not feeling that at all. I'm not feeling that at all when it comes to this character.
However, I do give them. There was I was listening to Justin's video, and he says he likes Kimberly. She has a lot of personality, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather have Kimberly in there with the personality because Guy, he also rhymes with dry. He's very dry dude. Profound sadness. He gotta go.
Damn.
But this outfit here also reminds me of a little bit of Saddam too. But other than that, by the way, we did get announced. Well, we've already known that they might have been in the game, but we got full videos of like Ken is obviously playable in the latest, and he's gonna be playable in the beta. But we also got Dhalsim, E Honda, and Blanca announced throughout. There was some videos of them, but they weren't even in the build that people are having access to. I think some people in California are having access to the game. I don't know if they're having access by remote play or if they're allowed to like play somewhere else. Like if they have an early beta that they can play, like I don't know, via Parsec or via code or stream code that they pay for like an hour.
Capcom Creators Program.
Right. Yeah, maybe that is.
Maybe who knows?
But they're saying that they've had a couple moments with the game. So I think there's a lot of tech going on. I think I've changed my mind from what I said maybe about 2 to 3 weeks ago about the game being a little Street Fighter 5-esque. It does seem faster than 5 and a little bit more fluid. It's not all like it's not very boring.
It feels, to be honest, like it feels very offensive heavy.
Yeah.
right now. Like, I think it'll reward you for having good defense, obviously, because if you use your resources up, right, your drive bar, like you are fucked. Like it's kind of been established at this point. Like the recharging of that, like you are gonna get punished for just dumping them all out right off the rip, and it'll definitely be your opponent's turn for quite some time. So, like it's. But at the same time, I'm like, man, offense wise, like Ken's got fake cross ups that are looking disgusting that we saw Ryan Hart pull off, and I'm just like, bro, this is some wow stuff to just be like, I just want to press forward, which a lot of people had that same kind of feel when it came to Strive too. Funny enough,
go to Justin Wong's videos and click the one with the computer. The computer already has some godlike tech.
Oh yes, yes, I had
right
seen
there, level 1 versus level 100.
Where is it?
The first one. Yep.
Yeah, I had seen some of that with the Kimberly.
Yeah, she's doing like regular B&B. That right there, we can back
the footsie,
the
footsies of it. No, even right here, actually, even
right
the footsies that she has. The cross up, there's the elbow drop as well, right, straight up, and like whiff punishing off the rip. Like this character, like see that kick there, that's whatever that kick is. Yeah, got the scoop, right? Got the scoop, EX grab, Azuna drop into follow up, OTG. Like, son, that's what I mean. Like, I was seeing this footage and I was like, yes, like, yeah, we got the guy there. But there's definitely some sauce there that's different.
Yes.
There's definitely some steez that, wow. Okay, I didn't know if that was going to punish right after, but I was like, that's dirty. But like the character definitely, yes, it's an homage to bring, like you said, what is it going to bring people back, like guy players or players that love that style of that character before? God, this is ridiculous. But then is it enough? It's original enough that new players could just be like, I don't know what the fuck a guy is, but I like Kimberly, so I'm gonna fucking rock Kimberly, like, and not realize, and that's okay. You don't have to. But the character just looks like a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, and also, oh darn, I was gonna say something else. So some people were saying that they don't like how some of it looks. We've always talked about how the Tatsumaki on Ryu looks really, really jank.
Yeah.
And I think I found the reason why, and I think I talked to you about it, is that I think this is all motion captured.
A good amount of it. There's definitely some hand animation in here as well. You can't do everything via motion capture.
Right. So the Tatsumakis, are they on a wire spinning? That's what I want to know. And like their legs are like mad straight, like
they just look not even just two. They look like the Street Fighter 2 the movie Hurricane kicks is what they feel like. Like it's just like something's off. Like the move is already unrealistic, even on 4, even on 3, whatever. It's unrealistic, but they just didn't feel wrong either. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They just did. But in this game right now, they're just like, man, they are so stiff. Like, I don't want to say they need to change it, but I mean, I'm a fan of how they did it in Alpha. Because Alpha, it kind of made sense. It was like a ha. Like, they did 3 kicks and they were, in EX Alpha, EX Alpha, they were able to just like kind of like do a triple kick, but it didn't look like an actual like, hurricane, right? They weren't just spinning around. Right. But I was a fan of it because I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. Like, because, it doesn't really work like that. Physics is a thing.
So my other thing is that their crouching animation is looking weird on some players. Like Ken's crouching animation, I don't know if you can see it. He's literally like, he's legit. If I was fighting in a match and I needed to crouch something, I'm not going to crouch all the way down to almost my butt is on the floor and my like he's sitting on the other games, and you see him in other games. Yeah, he's very, very low to the ground. But this seems more realistic, but it's also kind of jarring where it's like, is the character crouching? Are they Nakali and they're just, hitting the deck? Like, I can't tell sometimes. Even Juri's animation, if you see her right there crouching, she has just her hand on the floor.
Yeah, she's just ready to pounce, man. We talked about this. She's a spooter. She's ready. She's ready to go.
Then you have Chun-Li, whose crouching animation is very weird. She just tucks her back leg, but then she also has the crouching stance animation, which makes her even lower profile to a certain button. So, I guess it's maybe something to get used to, an art style that's getting used to. I honestly don't like Ken's hair.
What?
I don't like his hair, man.
Ken looks like a bum, as he should. By the way, Ken did beat the divorce allegations.
Yeah, that was all fake news. However, he's still canceled by his own
company apparently right now, or rather, he's trying to clear his name. Mad Gear Gang, which is awesome. Like I like that Mad Gear's like involved in, some of the main roster. Like I know Street Fighter V, yes, they were somewhat involved, but they are usually involved with like those side characters, right? Your Codys, your guys, your Zekus, whatever, anything Metro City related, but like not directly to main characters like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, or Guile. Like they don't actually interact because they're even like lower level, right? Because these guys are dealing with international terrorist Shadowloo and Interpol, and it's like Mad Gear Gang is just a gang, right? Yeah, exactly. Like it was really cool to see that they kind of like, oh, they're stepping up. Maybe there's a Mad Gear, character down the pipeline we might see that isn't the the usual suspects of Abigail or Poison or whatever. Maybe someone new. Maybe the guy that was on the wheelchair, his son or something. I don't know. Who isn't in a wheelchair? That you shoot out the window.
Tatsumaki. Weird looking.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but yeah, we've got a slew of gameplay that we're gonna continue to kind of analyze and check out, and I think we're gonna do something like, maybe every episode right now we'll like take a peek at a character and kind of focus on them. This week we kind of did a little bit more on Kimberly, but maybe we'll do Ken next week. How about that?
Yeah,
we can sit down. Yeah, we can. Can we? We'll do Ken next week. We'll check out Juri, or give us let us know what character specifically you guys want us to sit down and kind of really talk about and get a feel for it, especially as we get more news. Because, there's plenty more footage out there.
There's a lot more Juri footage, more than what we've even had.
Oh, my God.
Especially those corny little builds, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want us to just look at the old footage of Dowsum doing a drive rush, we can talk about that for days.
The whiff punish to drive rush. Yeah, it's going to be good times. I cannot wait. I'm stoked. It's stuff like this it's already showing me the inklings of the depth that Street Fighter 6 is going to have is going to be pretty fun. But until we get our hands on it, we won't know 100%. In the meantime, though, we're just going to have to wait around and find out. But
I have a question.
Oh, yes. What you got?
And it's about the state of the game. And maybe this is too early or too late, should characters have different amount of drive gauges?
No. I think
so. What are they going to leave it open-ended? All right, fine.
No, because here's why. Because drive gauge is such a core aspect of this game that if that's a difference between characters, you can easily gauge which characters are going to be good because more drive gauge. But unless they want to overcomplicate it and be like, well, they have less drive gauge, but their moves don't cost as much. I'm like, well, you might as well just kept them at the same drive gauge to make it simpler, because now that's something a casual now has to understand, and now you're overcomplicating things.
But I thought of Persona, and Persona has 4 Persona uses where Elizabeth, because she has no health, has a whole bunch of Persona uses, But then you get to this game, if Dowsum has that much access to a drive gauge off of a stand roundhouse or crouch stand fierce, then GG's Yoga Fire. You Yoga lost,
But you Yoga go again. But you know what? But then there's other aspects to it that balance it out. Maybe he can't take a hit. Maybe Dulcim's going to have the shittiest health in the game. Who knows? Right. We'll come to find out. But you know what? I know we kind of answered on our side, but that's open-ended for you guys, listeners out there. What do you guys think? Do you think there should be something to be tweaked out when it comes to the drive gauge? Let us know what you think about that. Let us know, of course, in our Discord. But in the meantime, that's going to be it for another episode of Double Tap. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode. This, of course, will be live